there was another YouTuber that did a retrospective on like Halloween H2O. What was that
Oh
guy's
yeah, yeah,
name?
yeah.
I watched that one, then I watched like the Waterworld one and a bunch of other ones. Let me just look for it.
Or there's that guy.
Layton Eversaul. Layton Eversaul. If I was to give a YouTube recommendation while you're doing dishes, throw on one of these because they're like an hour long, some of them, and they're pretty good retrospectives. And what I like about this Layton Eversaul guy's reviews is that he does recaps of the plot interspersed with the history of making the film. So he'll like
Yeah.
start with like the genesis of like how the writer was hired. Then he'll talk about the first scene in the movie, and then he'll talk about the next process in the production. And so there's like a good narrative flow to it where it weaves the narrative of the film itself with the narrative of how it was made, which I think is pretty unique. I don't think I've seen that kind of
It's
format.
helpful because then I don't really want to go watch Halloween H2O and then come back and watch the documentary. I just want to watch the documentary.
Yeah, that's I was exactly gonna say that because I like that format because I've not seen a lot of these movies, or it's been so long, like I have vague memories of them, so I think it's very helpful, and it helps with that narrative flow too. So I recommend that guy's channel.
What's the name? That's a complicated
Late
name.
Leighton ever Yeah, I don't think the branding's very good. Maybe that's just his name. Layton Eversaul. Layton
Cool.
Eversaul.
Yeah, I liked it too. I watched, and then there was that. What was that other YouTube? It was In Defense of Nicolas Cage.
I didn't
Did
see
you see
him.
that? Fucking 3 hour video made last year talking all about how like that video from 10 years ago that shows Nicolas Cage screaming like kind of like permanently ruined his public reputation. And this guy did this big long in-depth review about how actually Nicolas Cage is a wonderful actor and blah blah blah.
All right, well, I'm bookmarking this one.
His name is that YouTuber is In Praise of Shadows, and apparently he does a lot of cool stuff as well. We get a lot of requests. People are like, "Hey, tell us about more YouTubers that you find that you come across." I'm like, "Sure, I love talking about YouTubers."
Yeah. And of course, Sega Lord X keeps pumping out hits.
He's ducking us at this point. He needs to come on. He needs to come on the show.
Why isn't he coming on the show? I bet SNES Drunk would. He seems like he's game.
SNES Drunk, it's funny. He's got that slightly sarcastic voice, but I don't know if he means to sound sarcastic. He's like in 1992, Shadow of the Colossus came out. Yay.
No, I think it's a little bit. I mean, it's probably the Chandler Bing thing where it's kind of his nature, but
Yeah,
I think
I think it's just his voice, but it still comes off to me. It's like, and what is it? It's another beat 'em up game. Yay.
But no, he's got a good sense of humor. It's not like Sega Lord X is pretty straight and
like this guy who did this 3 hour In Defense of Nicolas Cage video, which is really a remarkable video. He one of our friends on Discord, Dream Prophet, originally started with a recommendation for, he made two, a part one and a part two, so another 3 hours, called The Golden Age of Horror Comics, and it's all about like the most popular horror comics ever made. Tales from the Crypt on and stuff.
Right. Oh yeah.
Oh
yeah.
Oh yeah, I'll be damned. What is with this? I'm just scrolling through his page, and I see a thumbnail that says The History of Scary Clowns. And it's a picture of that clown from Terrifier. I saw that Terrifier movie like a year or two ago, and I don't know how it's become quite so popular. I mean, it's, as far as like brutal, low budget horror trash, it's serviceable, but it doesn't have anything all that interesting about it. I mean, truly, like, do you know what I'm talking about?
No, well, I'm scrolling down. I see the History of Scary Clowns video.
Yeah,
So
Terrifier. So that clown you're looking at with the big black lips and stuff. So there's a sequel came out this year. That's why it's relevant, called Terrifier 2. And like it turned out to be like a highly anticipated. And I guess I'm kind of like, I'm not upset about it. I'm kind of excited that people are excited about independent horror movies, like truly low budget independent horror movies. Kind of like when Psycho Gorman came out and it looked like it was made for, maybe like $10,000. And it was kind of like a, you know, a notable release. Like it would be really cool if streaming would allow for more of these kind of
Right.
like you don't have to spend $1 trillion to get people's attention.
Yeah, and you don't really see a lot of like indie films breaking out on like Netflix or anything. Not that
It
I
made
can think
sense
of.
when it was like all theatrical and box office, because you're not going to go out, you know, your big date night's not going to be like, I'm going to go watch a movie that was made for $10. But
Because
um
they will, because Netflix will go to festivals and offer people money, but usually there's like a star in there. You like, you know,
yeah,
there's something marketable about the movie.
like Bill Hader's, you know, indie
Yeah.
comedy or some shit. Yeah.
Subscribe to Red Cow Entertainment on Patreon for full episodes every other week.